What's up everybody, Aditya Mahajan here and welcome back to yet another YouTube video. In today's video, we'll be solving another lead code question number 589, also called as an array tree pre-order traversal. It has also been asked in day 20 of April lead code challenge, so let's get started. Given the root of an n-array tree, return the pre-order traversal of its nodes values. N-array tree input serialization is represented in their level order traversal. Each group of children is separated by the null value. So basically this line says that how the input is given, right? So before exactly looking at what the examples are, we need to understand what is an n-array tree. Now, before looking at examples, let us understand a few terms which will help to understand the problem statement very clearly. So, we all know what a binary tree is. It is basically a non-linear data structure for which every node can have at max 2 nodes. Okay, so for example, if this is our parent node, we have two child nodes, that is 5 and 19, and this rules applies for every node in a binary tree. That is, for every parent node we have at max two children node, right? But in case of an array tree, we can have any number of children. So that is what it says. Allows us to have n number of children for a particular node. So for example, let us look at this root node, which we have 1, and this root node has 3 children, that is 2, 3 and 4. And similarly, if you look at node number 3, it just have one children with the value 8. Okay, now that we have understood what an array tree is, now let us look at what is the structure of every node of that particular tree. Okay, so first let us look at binary tree. We all know what the node of binary tree consists of. It basically consists of an int which would have the value of that particular node. So if any node has if there is any node, in that node we just have a single value. Okay, and that value is that int. Okay, and after that, every binary tree node can have at max 2 children, so we need 2 pointers to represent both of them. So which is why we have left and right pointers. Okay, but in an array tree we can have many number of children, which is why for every node we initially have the int, which is exactly the same as binary tree, which tells us the value of that particular node, and after that we have a vector, and in that vector every element consists of a pointer which points to children of that particular node. So that is what it says, that we have an int and this is the vector. Because in binary tree we just know we have 2 children, so we have 2 pointers, that is left and right. But in case of an array tree, we just put all those pointers in a vector. And then we have the constructors if we need to create a new node, which is in case of binary tree. And similarly in an array tree too, we need constructors if we need to create a new node. That's it. Those are the some terms that we will require. Now let us look at the examples that we are given in the question. So these are the same examples that we are given in the question. So basically what we are input given is a particular an array tree. So this is an array tree and we do not have to construct the tree. It is constructed for us and we are just given the root element. Okay, so this will be given to us and we need to print or return a pre-order traversal. Okay, so what is pre-order traversal? Pre-order traversal. Okay, so think of any order traversal as in perspective of the root. Okay, its left and the right sides won't change. I mean, they are always present in this order only. So you need to, whenever you think of any order, you need to look at what initial it says. It is pre-order, so think of it in terms of root. So root should be in pre, so the root should be initially first. Okay, so this is the pre-order. If we have in order, then root comes after the left, then we have root, and then have right subtree. And in post order, we have left, right, and then root of that particular tree. So for this question, we have pre-order, so which is the order should be root, then left, and then right subtree. Okay, so for the given tree is this. Okay, the first example. And then we have root node as 1, and so the pre-order traversal of this would be, first we have the root, so 1 should be printed first, then we go to left, so we have 3 then, and this is exactly the root of this particular subtree. So for this we go again to the left, then we have 5, so we have 1, then 3, then 5, and after that, after this we do not have any left subtree, so we go to the right, so we have 6, so we take 6, and this part is completed, right? So this is the completed part. Now we need to go to the next child of it. So the next child is 2. So we have 2, and then again to the right, then we have 4. So this is the pre-order traversal, right? So if you also look at the second example, you would get the same output that is given. You can try it on your own. Okay, so now that we have understood all the things, let us try to approach the solution of the problem. So we will try to link the things that we already know. We already know, I'm assuming that you already know how the pre-order traversal of binary tree works. Okay, so we'll take that into consideration and we'll finalize it to our n array tree. Okay, so now let us look at what is exactly the pre-order traversal of binary tree. I'm hoping that you know already. So let us just think of it. So think of this as our root. Okay, so I'm saying small r as the root, and this is the left subtree and this is the right subtree. So what we do in binary tree pre-order traversal, we just take a global vector, or you can also take a local vector and pass it to our helper function where we can recurse. So we are initially discussing the recursive approach. So these are the two ways that you can do. You either take the global vector, or you can also pass it to our helper function. And what we do in our helper function is initially we just check that the root that we have got, if it is null or not. If it is null, in that case we just return because there is nothing to do forward. But if it is not null, then we just take that particular root and add it to our pre-order traversal vector. Okay, so that is what we are doing. We are just taking that root's value and adding it to our answer vector. Right, now that we are done with the current node, we are recursing for the left and the right subtree. Okay, so that is what we are doing. That is, we are doing a recursive call of roots left for this same function, that the helper function pre-order, and then also doing the recursive call for root of right. So this is what we are doing in binary tree pre-order traversal. uh, what is the difference in an n-array tree? The only difference in an n-array tree is that in place of these 2 pointers, we have multiple pointers of its children node. Okay, so what are the things that would change? So here you can see that most of the things would remain the same. Okay, so you can here to take a global vector, or you can pass it locally, and then the helper function would basically take the root and give us the pre-order traversal, and we just return that. So here should be output. Okay, so just take it into consideration. So what would our helper function do? So basically the first check, that is if root is null, would be the same. The second thing, that is we are adding the value of the current node into the vector. This also would be the same, because we saw here that in our an array tree node 2 we have an int variable as in our binary tree. So the thing that only would change is for the recursing part. That is, here we had 2 pointers, so we just did 2 statements for recursing into the all. But here we have vector, right? So we just need to create a for loop, and in the for loop we need to recurse for every particular child node in that vector. So that's it. So let us look at the code for that and you will understand it better. Okay, so this is the code. I have just copy pasted it to save time. So this is the basically the structure that we just discussed, that it has a value and then a vector to all the pointers, and then we have a few constructors if we need to create a new node. So this is our solution. I basically took a local variable and then passed it to our helper function. I have called it pre-order, just O in camel case, and then passed it root and traverse a vector, the name trev, and then return the trev vector as our output. Okay, so basically what here we are doing is, in our helper function, is the simple boundary check. That is, if our root that we have got is null, if that is null, we just return. We do not have to traverse further. If our root is not null, in that case we just push the current values, that is its int value, into the trev vector, that is our answer. And then after doing that, we need to recurse further for every child of that particular node. So root of child would contain this vector for that particular node, and then we are taking every element which is a node pointer from that vector, and for that particular pointer we are doing a recursive call for the same function and passing the same vector, so that it populates up all the nodes, and when we are returned back, we are just returning the answer. So this is the recursive approach. Now let us look at how the iterative approach works. Okay, now that we have seen the recursive approach, now we'll see how iterative approach can work. So in recursive approach, we did not use any data structure because the recursive stack while recursion did all the things for us. Okay, but in this case, while doing a iterative approach, will require a data structure. So in this case, we can go with a stack because we need to push the elements and we can pop it, and will be doing the iteration and operations from just from one end. Okay, so while using a stack, what we can basically do is we need the pre-order traversal. So first element is 3, 5 and 4. So the first element, we can push it as 1, the root node. Okay, and after that, if we push 3, if we push the child of the root node, that is 3, then 2 and then 4, the top would become 4, but the first thing that we need to come out is 3, right? Because we need a pre-order traversal, so its left children would come first. Okay, but this is the reverse of what we have. So basically, while pushing the elements into the stack, we need to make sure that we push the elements in the reverse order of any particular level. Okay, so if we are pushing the elements of roots children, then we need to push it in the reverse order, so that on the top we get its left child first, because we need to output its left child first because it is a pre-order. Okay, so let us look at the code and it would make a lot more sense to you. Okay, so I have commented out the recursive approach solution, and this is the iterative approach solution. So basically what we are doing here is we are just taking a stack called as st, and we are taking an output vector which we need to return, which is the data type we have to return. Okay, so this is the null check. That is, initially we need to check if the root if the initial root that we are given is not null, because if it is null, we do not have to do anything, we just return output. Okay, and once we are finalized that we do have at least one node, at least one element in the NRA tree, in that case we just push that root into our stack. Okay, once we push that root into our stack, we just iterate while our stack is empty, because we will keep on adding the elements into the stack, and we need to iterate until it's null. Okay, so once we do that null, we need to take the top of the stack, whatever the top of the stack is. So in our case, in the first iteration, the top of the stack would contain just the root, so it would be at the top, and we take into a current node pointer. Okay, and after taking that, we just pop that. So now currently the stack would not contain anything, right? Now as we have seen that we need to push the current node's value into our output array, output vector or array, whatever you want to take. So that is what we are doing here. And after that, as I said, that we need the left childs of the roots first, because we are doing a pre-order, because the first output would be 1, and after that we need 3 as an output in our vector, and after that 5, which is why we need to push the elements into the reverse order. Okay, so what we are basically doing is we are taking the children's vector, that is the children vector, and reversing it. I'm using here STL function reverse, and it takes the begin and the end pointer of whatever data structure we need to reverse. So that is what I am doing. So I'm just reversing that particular children vector that we have, okay, in our node, and then we are proceeding further. So after we have reversed that particular vector, now what we need to do is we need to take every child of that children vector and then push it into our stack. Okay, that's all we need to do. So after this iteration, what would happen is the stack would contain 4 at the bottom, then we would have 2, and then we would have 3 at the top, and then it would take the top element as 3 and pop it again and check its children. So 5 and 6 would come, and then go on proceeding further, and at the end when we exit out of this while loop, we are filled with our output vector that contains the pre-order traversal. So that's it. Now let's just run our code and make sure everything works. Okay, so I'm just submitting it, and yes, it is faster than 79% and less than 71% of space. So that's all for this video, guys. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up. If you did not like, hit the thumbs down, or tell me in comment section what you did not understand. Also subscribe to the channel if you need more such LeetCode content. And that's all for this video. See you in the next video. Bye bye.